Summer Haven is one of the most unique, outstandingly beautiful areas on the east coast of Florida. The historic homes of Summer Haven, built to face the river, are the oldest beach houses on state record, dating back to the 1890s. The Summer Haven River, a natural, thriving, and historic waterway, has ceased to flow due to the massive sand infiltration caused by a significant ocean breach at Old A1A. This occurred in 2008 after 3 sequential major storm events. This process has closed the area to sport fishing, commercial oystering, kayaking, and recreational boating. In the past, sea turtles, dolphin, many species of fish, and manatees frequently traveled and foraged in the 2.3 miles of river. The oysters and the habitats they provide are dying, along with spawning ground for many species of fish. Estuarine areas for wading birds and other wildlife are being depleted. Public boat launching areas are being affected. Kayak and fishing guides once used the river on a daily basis. We believe the lack of flow in the Summer Haven River is contributing to the shoaling of historic Matanzas Inlet. Restoration of the Summer Haven River is not a new project. Citizens have been asking for help since 2008. Here are some of their stories.
We're in the middle of the Summer Haven River, or what was the Summer Haven River and is now filled with sand. We're looking down at some cedar trees and some other vegetation, sea oats, that is the end of the current dune line. It's very interesting to note that as you look beyond that, you see the Atlantic Ocean. If a bad hurricane or some terrible storms came through, at this time there is nothing to stop the water from coming right over this sand area and completely inundating Summer Haven and Summer Island. Some 95 homes right over there that there's nothing to stop a bad storm from taking those out. These dunes should be restored with the sand that we're standing on right here. This should be put back up from the river on the sand dune line, not only to provide habitat for the animals, but also to protect these homes and restore the habitat for this entire area. Normally, if we were riding along here before this sand inundated the area, you'd be cruising along here in your boat or floating in your kayak, and you would see no ocean. There would have been sand dunes all the way along here, which protected this area, this river, and these homes from possible inundation from the ocean. And now it's a disaster area. Where you're looking and you see the sand and no vegetation, just the sand was the flowing Summer Haven River, and that little hut there was over, the roof was over a dock. And when the breach occurred in 2008, subsequently sand pushed down the river and completely filled it in and left that dock high and dry and cut off all flow of the water down the Summer Haven River.
If we could get a flow through again, I think it would take care of a lot of these little, they're not little problems, they're big, okay? Sea urchins. I used to have those all over down here. They're gone. They're not here anymore. Used to have a lot of spongy green grass stuff. It's gone. It's not there anymore. Every time I'd pull up my bait buckets, I'd have seahorses. They're not there anymore. Last year was the first year I noticed the snappers. I used to catch snappers off my dock. They weren't here.
This change has happened in the last 3 years now, almost 3 years, since this breach occurred in August of '08. It's just a very strange and frightening thing that's happening to our area. And we are trying to spread the word because we feel that it has large consequences for the ecosystem, much larger than just in this little area.
We've lost oysters, we've lost marshes, we've lost salt water, and we can't just sit back and let this continue to happen.
Going forward, if the effort continues, and I believe it will, I know that those of us involved in trying to bring attention to what's happened to the Summerhaven River, there are over 1,000 people right now who have signed a petition and want to be involved. We ought to be big enough as a county or a state or a country to say, look, we have really messed up here. And nobody did it intentionally, but we have killed a river. The interesting thing here is you can restore that river. You know, we have had the tests done and the soil borings and the hydrology and this and that, and there's an absolute feeling that this river can be restored. And the whole estuary and all of its wildlife and everything that we have killed, we can bring it back. And how proud would that make St. Johns County? That they could say to the state of Florida or to the Southeast or to the nation, we recognized that a series of steps taken over a long period of time resulted in a mistake. And that mistake cost us a river, and we faced it and we brought the river back.
Many decisions that bureaucrats and politicians have to make are often decisions that divide people. This situation, the restoration of the Summerhaven River, is a win-win situation for everyone. It's a win-win for the environmentalists. It's a win-win for people that are in business. It's a win-win for families that are footing the bill for things like this. Their tax dollars need to help fund this restoration. But it's a win-win situation. It's not going to be a situation where one person is negatively impacted here. So I feel that this restoration of the Summerhaven River should be viewed as a win-win for everyone, and it's too important not to pay attention. I would hope that all of the government bureaucrats and all the politicians would get behind the effort here and share in the funding to restore the Summerhaven River. I believe that there are funds that are set aside for situations such as this to keep our waterways accessible. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for this restoration to take place.
Well, the public access aspect would have to be that great launch that was right there. Everybody calls it Granny's Hole on Summerhaven Island, where people with canoes, kayaks, any limited access to the water could go there and easily launch a boat without worrying about large boat wakes or any kind of traffic, and they could paddle or use small motors and motor up and down that river and have just a really great place to go visit, fish, bird watch, just enjoy the weather if that's all they wanted to do. And right now, with that entire place turned into a large sandbar, there's no real good place for people to launch a small craft and enjoy anything because the water's all gone. That Summerhaven River, which is one of the few natural, pristine waterways that we had around here, those man-made changes are what led to that river being clogged up. Not some act of God. It is the result of poor management of the channel, in my opinion, that we have done, not what Mother Nature's done. And to make it right, we should put the river back to the way that it was.
Join us and be a friend of the Summerhaven River. Our goal is for the sand to be removed from the river and placed back on the beach. The dunes should be reinforced and vegetated. There should be a permitted plan in place to immediately solve any future emergency conditions. The Summerhaven River has recreational, economic, historic, and environmental value to the citizens of and visitors to St. Johns County. and it should be restored. We sincerely appreciate your interest in the Summer Haven River and encourage you to contact us.